Good day, everyone. Welcome to this subject, Social Studies, grade 9A and 9B. Your teacher here, Miss Michelle Joy. This video will serve as a recap makeup class, especially for the students who weren't able to attend our virtual class today. Let's proceed to our online learning discussion now. Class, before we proceed to our online learning discussion, I would like us to have a short recap or review of the last topics that we have discussed, which are about the great rivers in North America. So what are the great rivers in North America? We have Mississippi, Mackenzie, Missouri, Rio Grande, and Colorado. Class, the objective of our lesson for today, students must be able to know about the Great Lakes of North America. So at the end of our discussion, I expect that you already know about the Great Lakes of North America. You can identify them from the largest to smallest. Class, our topic for today is about the Great Lakes of North America, and these are the vocabulary words. Please repeat after me so you can still practice your reading skills and your speaking skills even if you are just at home. Are you ready now? Let's start reading. Number 1, lake. Number 2, surface water. Number 3, fresh water. Number 4, foundation. And number 5, fundamental. Now let's discuss the meaning of these words one by reading the meaning of them. Number 1, lakes. Lakes are bigger and deeper than ponds. Lake bottoms consist of sand, pebbles, and rock. The next word is surface water. Surface water are the rivers, lakes, ponds, the mews, oceans, and other bodies of water. 97% of them are or saltwater seas and oceans. Only 3% is fresh water. Surface water flowing also share and solid. The next word is fresh water. Fresh water is salt-free water or it is not seawater. It occurs naturally on the Earth's surface. There are different types of freshwater regions like ponds and lakes, streams and rivers, and wetlands. Fresh water is found inland and away from the sea. Fresh water is defined as having a low salt concentration, usually less than 1%. That's why we can be able to drink them. Next word is foundation. Foundation means base, basis, groundwork, substructure, institution, establishment, bottom, foot, footing, and underpinning. And the last word that we have is fundamental. It means basic, essential, elementary, primary, elemental, underlying, cardinal, central, key, and rudimentary. So these are the 5 words that can help us better understand our topic for today. Lake, surface water, fresh water, foundation, and fundamental.
What's so great about the Great Lakes? They're known as America's inland seas. The North American Great Lakes, Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior, are so massive that they border 8 states and contain 23 quadrillion liters of water. That's enough to cover the land area of the contiguous United States 3 meters deep. These vast bodies of water span forest, grassland, and wetland habitats, supporting a region that's home to over 3,500 species. But how did such a vast and unique geological feature come to be? The story begins near the end of the last ice age, over 10,000 years ago, a time when the climate was warming and the glaciers that cloaked the Earth's surface began their slow retreat. These immense ice sheets carved out a series of basins. Those basins filled with water as the ice began to melt, creating the world's largest area of freshwater lakes. Over time, channels developed between these basins, and water began to flow in an ongoing exchange that persists to this day. In fact, today, the interconnected Great Lakes contain almost 20% of the world's supply of fresh surface water. The water's journey begins in the far north of Lake Superior, which is the deepest, coldest, and clearest of the lakes, containing half the system's water. Lake Superior sinks to depths of 406 meters, creating a unique and diverse ecosystem that includes more than 80 fish species. A given drop of water spends on average 200 years in this lake before flowing into Lake Michigan or Lake Huron. Linked by the Straits of Mackinac, these two lakes are technically one. To the west lies Lake Michigan, the third largest of the lakes by surface area. Water slowly moves through its cul-de-sac shape and encounters the world's largest freshwater dunes, many wildlife species, and unique fossilized coral. To the east is Lake Huron, which has the longest shoreline. It's sparsely populated but heavily forested, including 7,000-year-old petrified trees. Below them, water continues to flow southeastwards, from Lake Huron into Lake Erie. This lake's status as the warmest and shallowest of the five has ensured an abundance of animal life, including millions of migrating birds. Finally, the water reaches its last stop by dramatically plunging more than 50 meters down the thundering Niagara Falls into Lake Ontario, the smallest lake by surface area. From there, some of this well-traveled water enters the St. Lawrence River, eventually reaching the Atlantic Ocean. In addition to being a natural wonder, the perpetually flowing Great Lakes bring us multiple benefits. They provide natural water filtration, flood control, and nutrient cycling. By moving water across more than 3,200 kilometers, the Great Lakes also provide drinking water for upward of 40 million people and 212 billion liters a day for the industries and farms that line their banks. But our dependence on the system is having a range of negative impacts too. The Great Lakes' coastal habitats are being degraded and increasingly populated, exposing the once pristine waters to industrial, urban, and agricultural pollutants. Because less than 1% of the water leaves the lake system annually, decades-old pollutants still lurk in its waters. Humans have also inadvertently introduced more than 100 non-native and invasive species into the lakes, such as zebra and quagga mussels, and sea lampreys that have decimated some indigenous fish populations. On a larger scale, climate change is causing the waters to warm, thus reducing water levels and changing the distribution of aquatic life. Luckily, in recent years, governments have started to recognize the immense value of this natural resource. Partnerships between the United States and Canada are underway to reduce pollution, protect coastal habitats, and halt the spread of invasive species. Protecting something as massive as the Great Lakes system will require the collaboration of many organizations, but the effort is critical if we can preserve the wonder of this flowing inland sea.
Great Lakes of North America. So there are five Great Lakes of North America, and they are the following: Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario, and Lake Superior. Known as the largest groups of freshwater lakes, the five Great Lakes lie on the Canada-United States border. Water flows through the system from Lake Superior into Lake Huron and Lake Michigan, then onto Lake Erie over Niagara Falls, into Lake Ontario, and out the St. Lawrence Seaway to the Atlantic Ocean. They contain roughly 18% of the world's supply of fresh surface water and 84% of North America's supply. Great Lakes of North America. Lake Superior. There is enough water in Lake Superior to cover all North and South America in 1 foot in liquid. The next one is Lake Huron. It takes 22 years for water to be replaced in Lake Huron. Next is Lake Michigan. It is the shallowest of the Great Lakes. The fourth one is Lake Erie, the warmest of the Great Lakes. The next one is Lake Ontario. It is the smallest of Great Lakes. Class, for the summary of the topics we have just discussed, which is about the Great Lakes in North America. So, these are the Great Lakes of North America, from largest to smallest: Superior, Huron, Michigan, Erie, and Ontario. Great Lakes of North America are a series of interconnected freshwater lakes which connect to the Atlantic Ocean through the St. Lawrence Seaway. Lake Superior is the largest continental lake in the world by area, and Lake Michigan is the largest lake that is entirely within one country. Now, class, there is one way of how to remember these five Great Lakes, which is the acronym of HOMES. H stands for Huron, O stands for Ontario, M stands for Michigan, E stands for Erie, and S stands for Superior. This is a helpful tool to remember all of the Great Lakes in using the acronym of HOMES. Class, for your activity, please click the link in the Google Classroom to answer the activity, but this is how it looks like. It's very easy. Please write your name and please write the five Great Lakes of North America. Click Finish, click Check My Answer, screenshot your score and write your name, and upload in Social Studies album in your line group. Good luck, everyone! Class, we now come to the end of our online learning discussion. I hope you have learned something about the five Great Lakes of North America. If you have any questions, suggestions, or comments, please feel free to call Miss MJ in my personal line account or send me a message and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much and I'll see you again next time. Goodbye everyone. Stay safe.